Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Sapna Dadwal. This is the last lecture of consumer protection, lecture number 21 of consumer protection. This is the subject which is taught in 6th semester, BBA 6th semester. The topic I'm going to cover in this lecture are need for regulating advertisements, legal control of advertising, Advertising Standard Council of India, then role of Advertising Council of India in consumer protection. Starting with the first topic, that is need for regulating advertisement. Why there is a need for regulating advertisement? The government felt the need for regulating advertisement on the following reasons. The first one is to protect consumers from unfair trade practices. Then to check excessive advertising or advertisement wars. Then is to check untruthful and deceptive advertisements. Then is to ensure that advertisements do not result into social evils and distort culture of the society. Then to ensure that advertisements do not dis or degrade the dignity of women and aged person in the society. Then is to ensure that prohibited products are not advertised. Then to ensure that marketers do not supply underweight products or do not advertise underweight products or products which are hazardous to the society, hazardous to the people, or to ensure that advertisements do not create hindrances in the routine life of people of living in the society. Then to ensure that advertisers follow code of conduct established by Advertising Standard Council of India, or they should follow all the rules and regulations fixed by government. They should follow all laws enacted by the government. Then to ensure that advertisements do not against caste, religion, race or community, etc. Now comes legal control of advertising. How the advertising can be controlled by legally, or how advertising can be controlled legally. There are many laws in India to prevent the public from fraud. Advertisers must have adequate knowledge of these laws which are enacted by Government of India. Breaking these laws is punishable offence. Some of the main acts are given below. The first is Consumer Act 1986. I've already discussed about this in my previous lecture. I have discussed this act in a previous lecture in detail. I'm not going to discuss it here in very detail. The CPA, I'm just giving you a brief idea about this. The CPA Act 1986 was enacted in 86 to protect the consumers against deceptive practices by the traders and businessmen. And the CPA 1986 protect the consumer against deceptive advertisement by the marketers also. It is one of the objectives of CPA Act 1986 to protect consumers from misleading advertisement. And if anyone gives such advertisement, it is an offence, punishable offence, and the person can be punished as per this act. Then second is Drugs and Magic Remedies Act, that is 94. It was enacted in 1994. As per this act, only over-the-counter drugs can be advertised and not the scheduled drugs. Under this act, the following types of advertisement have been banned. First is the advertisement of medicine that promise pregnancy or abortion to women. Second is advertisement of medicines that promise to enhance the potency of men. Third is advertisement of medicines that cure menstrual and disease and other diseases of women. Then advertisements of that medicine which promises to cure leprosy, madness, epilepsy, etc. This includes 54 various illnesses. The law has described 54 various illnesses regarding which advertisement cannot be advertised or advertisement cannot be made. Then advertisement that claim to cure various problems through magic or other superstitious methods. So these are the advertisements which are banned by the as per Drug and Magic Remedies Act 1954. Now the next act is MRTP Act 1969. As per MRTP Act 1969, misleading advertisements and false representations made by the seller to buyer is a punishable offense. It is clearly written in this act that no trader or no businessman can make false claims in the advertisements regarding the products and regarding other things in the advertisement about the products. So if anyone indulge into so, then it is a punishable offense. Then comes Indecent Representation of Women Act 1986. The objective of this is to ban indecent representation of women in advertisement and to punish such advertisers who does not follow it properly. The next one is the Standards of Weight and Measures Act. There is a provision in this act, the price and weight should be displayed on packaging itself. So, there are other acts also which helps in regulating ethical advertising in the country, like Price Competition Act 1955. The objective of this act is to control the advertisements of prizes to be given in the competitions, published in newspapers and magazines, etc. Under this act, it is banned to publish any advertisement of a competition which carries a prize of more than 1,000 rupees, and for competition with a lesser prize. So, government permission is required in this. Then there is another act, Youth Act 1956. That is, the purpose of this act is to protect the youth of the country whose age is under 20 years from the possible bad effect of harmful publications. So harmful publications refer to those publications which breed feeling of hatred, violence, etc. Then there is other act, Names and Emblem Act 1950. Under this act, the use of some names and emblem is prohibited, like United Nations Organization, World Health Organization, World Weather Organization, UNESCO, International Atomic Power, or such. Similar Government of India, State Government, Supreme Court, High Court, President of India, names of governors, etc. So these are prohibited in the advertisement. Then one more is Cigarette Act 1975. The central government has made policy that those products which are harmful to human beings must carry a clear warning in their advertisement saying that the use of these products is injurious to health of people. Then next is Alcoholic Act. Alcoholic Act. Under this act, all alcohol advertisement have to carry a warning that consumption of liquor is injurious to health. So these are the acts which are enacted by the governments for regulating the advertisements. Now the next topic is Advertising Standard Council of India, that is ASCI. To enforce ethic codes on the advertising, the ASCI has been set up. So it is a non-profit organization which was originally set up with 43 members. Now there are 250 members in this organization. The members are organizations, advertisers, media representatives, ad agencies, advertising etc. And all of these can be members of this council. So this is not a statutory body. It is more or less body of advertisers whose objective is to develop and enforce a code of conduct applicable on advertising. The objective of ASI are to enhance image and trust, worthiness of advertisement, to safeguard against misleading advertising, to develop generally accepted standard of public decency, then to avoid such practices as are unacceptable to the society at large. So these are the objectives of ASCI. Now the role of ASCI in consumer protection. To safeguard consumers against misleading advertising, the first role is to safeguard consumers against misleading advertising. This is the first role of ASCI. Then second is to safeguard against vulgar and indecent advertising. Then third is to safeguard against the advertising which is unacceptable to the society. Next one is to safeguard against offensive advertising. Then to safeguard against the advertisement which are promoted or which promote the products which are banned by law. Then is to safeguard against the bait advertising. Now obligations of members of ASCI. Members of the ASCI have some obligations. These obligations are to charge only fair and reasonable prices from the consumer. This is the first obligation of each and every member of Advertising Standard Council of India. The second obligation is no advertisement should be presented as news. Then not to advertise or make such advertisement which have relation to some caste, religion, community, etc. Then not to adulterate goods supplied. Next one is not to advertise such advertisement which degrade caste, color, race, etc. Then not to accept such advertisement which contains matters related to abortion, birth control, etc. Then not to accept such advertisement which degrade women and old age people in the society. Then advertisement which tend to incite people to crime or cause disorder in the society. So these are the obligations of the ASI members towards advertising. Now these are the questions which are related to the above topics. If any query is there, please do contact me. If any writing mistakes is there, please ignore that writing mistake. This is the last lecture of CP. Any query is there in any of the lecture, then you can always contact me. Thank you so much.